The shit I'm about to teach you today in this video is literally Claude Code on fucking steroids. This shit is better than OpenClaw, okay? Basically, I've been experimenting with OpenClaw for a bit, and then I was trying to turn OpenClaw into a business. I tried to automate my entire business on OpenClaw. Eventually, I hit a roadblock. This little guy can only do so much. Okay, an indie developer's code can only do so much. He's only one man. And then if we're gonna be comparing OpenClaw to something that was built, okay, by Claude, in fact, not by Claude, by Anthropic. Okay, Claude is what they gave us. The people that built it is a bunch of geniuses at Anthropic, pouring in billions of dollars into making Claude Code what it is today. Essentially, Claude Code, as we know it, is an agentic tool specifically for coding. But Claude Code can do a lot more than just coding. The inception of OpenClaw actually came from Claude Code. Okay, OpenClaw is more like an extension of Claude Code. It's Claude Code, but with a bunch of extra features. Some of the other features are shittier than the ones offered by Claude Code. For example, the web search features. The web search features of OpenClaw are far inferior compared to the ones built into Claude Code. Okay, they took out a lot of the guts of Claude Code and put on stuff built by an indie developer. You're talking about things like Telegram. Well, Claude Code can also do that. Doesn't even take more than an hour. I basically rebuilt OpenClaw from scratch in about 2 hours. Then I started building on top of that. Essentially, what I realized is that when I was trying to build on top of OpenClaw and improve OpenClaw, I was building on top of a bunch of unstable bricks. And essentially, this shit would break down. If this thing was to get tall enough, okay, for us to keep building on top of it, this shit would break down because it becomes unstable. The bigger you go, the more unstable it becomes. Same with indie software code, okay? The reason why enterprises are so slow to ship code and they are so bloated is because of the stability. Something needs to be stable before they actually publish. Otherwise, it's going to break a lot of people because billions of people, millions of people tend to use their products. Like Google. If someone was to fuck up at Google, just one block was to just go kaput. Basically, what you would have is a situation where millions of people would be cooked. Like the Windows situation, where billions of dollars we lost in one freaking day. And a lot of people died, they almost died, just from one day of Windows being off because of an accidental software update. That type of shit happens. Same thing with OpenClaw, but OpenClaw is a lot more unstable compared to Claude Code. All respect to the guy, he's a fucking genius. He's the whole reason why this shit is even happening, why this video is even happening. So thanks to Peter Steinberger. But his stuff is not as good as what Anthropic cooked up. Basically, what I did was build on top of Claude Code. OpenClaw removes a lot of the features that is built into Claude Code and then replaces it with what Peter Steinberger built. So this is what essentially allows OpenClaw to function with almost any AI model inside of it, because it tries to rebuild what Claude Code already has. Those web search features, it tries to rebuild that and give it to the AI. Okay, so it can never be as good as what Claude Code did. But let's stop comparing it to OpenClaw. Let me show you Claude Code on steroids. Up here, essentially what I have is Claude and the agent teams. This is similar to the agent teams feature, but my own version of it. It's an organization, AI organization, something like what Sam Altman was talking about. They're going to have emerging AI organizations. So basically, what we're going to have at the top is going to be a CEO, okay? We have a CEO. So this is for running an AI business, essentially, making money from AI, actually making money. We're going to have a CEO. Then we're going to have the C-level executives, okay? Let's say a CTO. Then we have a CMO, okay? She's the chief technical officer, chief marketing officer. Then we have a CFO, chief financial officer, so that your AI doesn't actually get scammed. Okay. Then we can have an HR department, just like a real company. Let me cook. So what we're trying to get out of this company structure is more autonomy out of the system. Essentially, we already have that with OpenClaw, but one of the major drawbacks is security and the intelligence. If you have your AI, okay, if you have any AI model, let's say it's a software development business that you're trying to automate, like mine, and you're handling about 300 clients simultaneously. Okay? If you have 300 clients, you're going to have thousands and thousands of documents with thousands of lines of code. There's going to be conversations, lines of code. All of that stuff will not fit in a 200K context window or even a million. That context window is way too small. The biggest AI model's context window is way too small for this type of shit. You understand? So basically, it's impossible to do this with one AI model. So that's why we make use of this, okay? Not sub-agents, still too big for one AI to handle. So we do agent teams. separate AI instances with their own context windows, with the context window relevant to what they're doing. So CEO, CTO, CMO, CFO. Okay, so basically in a business, we have three functions. Okay, we've got sales, we've got fulfillment, and we've also got management. Okay, let me just do it here. So for sales and marketing, I'm going to put that under one thing. Okay. We've got management, sales, and marketing plus the fulfillment. So we're going to separate our AI agents into the CEO at the top. Okay. The CEO, which is going to be a smart model like Claude Opus 4.6, is going to be managing the three departments in a business. And then these departments have their own sub-agents. So we have the CEO, CTO, CMO, CFO, HR for a tech company. Then down there, we have the actual programmers, okay? We have the actual coders, the agents that code. Then for the CMO, we're gonna have the sales agents. You might be thinking that this is gonna use a bunch of tokens, but in reality, this is gonna use way fewer tokens than doing it the traditional way. So now you have the sales agents. What you're gonna do is that up here you're gonna have Opus, and then these agents can be Sonnet agents. Sonnet. So Sonnet there, Opus 4.6 there. Okay, these are gonna be Sonnet agents. And then these ones, obviously, these need to be Sonnet agents because they're coding. The sales ones are going to be Haiku agents, which are extremely cheap. All of this stuff, you can run it on a $200 per month plan from Anthropic, okay? Doing decently high volume. You can run a 20 to 50, 10 to 20K a month business on the $200 plan. My business can just barely survive on the $200 per month plan. Barely. It's just about more. It's almost, okay? It's almost more than what it can handle, but I did a lot of token optimization. So this $200 per month is mostly enough for my particular use case. Of course, I'm improving the system. Then what we have here is the CFO. CFO just make sure that these guys, okay, the coders, don't end up sending software to clients before clients actually pay the right amount of stuff. And then the HR is going to be looking at these smaller Haiku sales models, the sales agents, to make sure that they're not breaking shit. Because if these guys are sending bullshit to the clients, then we won't make money. So this HR agent will be checking on the sales agents. The CFO, these agents, they occasionally check up on these guys. This agent is going to be managing these guys to make sure that the coders are getting their job done. Sales, same as HR. That's the basics. This is the basic stuff about this. Just putting a company structure on your AI models will save you about 70% or more AI inference, because typically you'll be getting the performance of Opus, but it's 70% lower. Why? You could have Opus be doing all of this stuff. Really fucking expensive. But if you just go down one level, you're going to go about half. You go down another level, you're going to half it again. But you'll be getting the performance of Opus, because what's going to happen is that these do the work, these get relayed the information. If something is going to shit, these agents are going to relay that to Opus 4.6. That's what's going to happen. Okay? So you have a system where if these guys fuck up, these guys are going to report it back up to Opus 4.6. They're going to get the brain power of Opus 4.6 to fix the shit down there, saving you 70% in AI tokens before we even do the token optimization shit, okay? Basically, this shit will put your AI models on fucking steroids. This is part of my system, okay? Let me explain a bit about my business. So this is a red agent company, okay? So we've got a usage layer, basically an orchestration layer. This is where I interact with the AI, okay? So what we're gonna have is WhatsApp, Telegram. That's what I use to talk to the AI. The other thing that the AI will be using, okay, so this is me using the AI. It also gets use of this, so it's like a two-way system. It's bi-directional. What it also has access to is Claude Code and Google Anti-Gravity. Okay, so Claude Code and Anti-Gravity, this shit is for fulfillment. It's for the AI to actually code since we develop software. So Claude Code and Google Anti-Gravity, my agents can invoke instances of Claude Code, or it can also make use of Anti-Gravity to get the Google Gemini agents